So now we have here the greatest truth in Canto 3 of Book 3, the house, the spirit and the new creation. This is the supreme achievement of Ashapati Yoga. Supreme achievement. Actually, only one who is the incarnate supreme, he alone can do this thing. And this thing is the new creation. That is his supreme achievement. The entire purpose of Ashapati's incarnation, of taking human birth and of doing Yuga Tapasya is to establish a new creation in Satchitananda, in the transcendent, in the house of the spirit. Unless there is something in Satchitananda, in the transcendent, it cannot be here. You want divine life here on earth, all those glories, beautiful things, whatnot. They cannot be here unless they are up there first. Life divine on earth is possible only when you have established the seeds of life divine in the transcendent. Cast the seeds of transcendent, and it is they which will then sprout here upon earth, grow here. So what, really speaking, in a way, we miss in Shebendu's magnum opus, The Life Divine, is this fact that he has established the new creation up there. That he does not talk at all in the whole of Life Divine. He talks about how it will happen upon earth, in the Life Divine, etc. So in that sense, I will say, it is in Savitri alone you get a totality of the whole picture of the Life Divine. Totality of the whole picture in the Life Divine. There cannot be anything upon earth unless it is up there. That is the fundamental thing. So if you want Life Divine upon earth, you first establish Life Divine up there. So the whole purpose of Ashapati Yoga is to do that. Actually, there are three aspects of Ashapati's Yoga. The first aspect is he takes the human birth, the mortal birth, and then kind of explores the entire hierarchy of the cosmic existence. All the cosmic dimensions, explores what is here. Actually, he is not going from plane to plane and exploring all those things as a traveler, as a sightseeing person. It is not that alone. Yes, it is like this here. Yes, it is like this here. It is not that kind of a photographic description in which he is interested. The purpose of his long cosmic journey, traveling through the entire hierarchy of plane, is while he is going from plane to plane, he is leaving behind in each plane his own dynamic presence. He goes to the world of matter, he goes to the world of life, he goes to the world of mind, he goes to all the worlds behind them while he's traveling. He leaves his personal presence there behind. That is the whole purpose, yogic purpose of Ashwapati's traveler, Ashwapati as a traveler of the worlds. He is not simply going as a tourist from place to place, you see. He is leaving behind at every place his presence. Now, it is that presence which is important for subsequent other things to follow. So, what he does is, he goes to the entire hierarchy of planes, he creates a new world up there in the transcendent. In that sense, his job is almost complete. He has created support, he has created Adhara Bhumi to bring down the supramental world upon earth. He creates the supramental world up there. Now, the third element is, all right, Ashwapati can do only that. It is not his business, it is not his job, it is not within his parameters to bring that world down himself upon earth. No, he won't do that. That task is the task of the Divine Shakti, the executive force. His task is to create the ground for that work. And that is what he has done. Established his presence. Now that presence becomes kind of a support, Adhar, base for her work, her operation. So wherever she goes, yes, the divine presence is there, the dynamic presence is there. It is on that she stands and carries out her work. So now, at this point, what we are concerned is the new creation in the transcendent, you see. Once done, then the task becomes simpler for him. All he has to do is approach that executive supreme power. Please come and now do your job. I have done my thing. It is not my business, it is not my assignment, it is not in my purview to bring down myself, that creation. No, it is your work. The dynamic aspect is her part of it, you see. So this is what he is going to do in the last canto of this book, The Vision and the Boon. He is going to approach her and tell, Madam, now everything is ready for you. Please come down and carry out your work. Carry out your work. She starts arguing first with him, but then he compels her. No, you have to take, if this new creation has to get established upon earth, it cannot be done unless you take mortal birth. It is not by simply remaining up there. You have to come down here and then carry out the work. And from that point onward, then the work of Savitri begins. From that point on, she comes as Savitri and then work. So practically I have about 12,000 lines are towards this new creation and prayer to the Divine Mother to take the mortal birth of Ashwapati. The remaining 12,000 lines are what Savitri is going to do. You see, this is what we have seen already, those 12,000 lines. That is why it is a mightier task. Ashwapati has done many things, all kind of yogic experiences he has, traveling throughout the world, this, whatnot, you see. But that is nothing compared to bringing down this new, establishing a new creation and bringing it down. That is the mightier task. In fact, that is the mightiest task. That is the mightiest task. So, in relationship with this one, all his other achievements look relatively small. Relatively small. Maybe they are 10% of the entire job, but this 90% is here. Therefore, a mightier, you see how careful he is saying mightier. He has already done mighty things. He has already done mighty things. But that is not sufficient. Sorry, that won't do those things. That won't do. Remain, then all he had done. What is that all he had done? The exploration, that all, climbing up, establishing the Adhara, the support, the base for her work. All he had done. That is the real long tapasya of his, you see. So, when that tapasya is there, when that support is created here, then only the Divine Shakti can come and work, you see. If that support is not there, then under the pressure of her activity, the whole thing will sink down. It will not be able to bear the weight of her movement, you see. Okay, so we start with this Canto 3 now. So before we start, let me give some statistics. Yeah. Yeah. This canto has 6 sections. This is the longest canto in the book. This is the longest canto, 6 sections, 131 sentences in all, and 573 lines, total number of lines, 573 lines in this section. The last canto has 509 lines. This is the longest canto compared with the last. The other 2 cantos were relatively small.
When was it written? When did Sri write this?
This was written more or less before 1944. All. These are all written before.
So during the war.
Yeah, you see, actually, after his accident, when he got all right, the first thing which he did was revise the life divine. Revise the life divine. Life divine in the Arya, all those things. He took up the work of life divine after the accident. And that was over by 1940-41. In fact, life divine had come for the first time from Calcutta Arya Publishing House in 3 volumes at that time. 3 big elephants in those days, you see. He used to walk into the room for his signatures, autograph, you see. When that was over, then he started concentrating entirely as his literary work on Savitri alone. Savitri alone. There were a few earlier drafts here and there and all that. He started systematizing them, organizing them, going through them again and again, recasting many of those things. So, by and large, the entire book 3, from 41 to 44, roughly, was complete. After that, after 44, 45, then the second part and the third part was taken up, you see. But his main, and the fine point is, the beautiful thing is that practically this whole of part 1 is in his own handwriting. He made a number of drafts in his own handwriting, copying, recopying, rewriting, revising, all that he did in his own handwriting, you see. But at that time, his eyesight became weak, and then Nirod became his scribe. So the first thing which Nirod did was, all those manuscripts which were there in his own handwriting, he made a fair copy by writing down those things in a ledger, you see. And when that ledger was prepared, it was again read out to Sri Aurobindo. Sri Aurobindo dictate few more lines, add some more lines. So his manuscript then neuroburns leisure, then that thing used to go for typing to Nalini, and the typescript again used to go back to Sri Aurobindo for correction, reading, verification, or whatever it is. And at every stage he kept on adding more lines at that point, you see. In fact, even after that, when these cantos started coming out in the ashram magazines, Advent, Part-1, or in the form of individual fascicles, they started coming in the form of individual fascicles. At every stage, again, the manuscript was read out, the fascicle proofs were read out to Sri Aurobindo. He would add more lines, do this, do that, etc., get correction. So that kind of thing went on back and forth continuously. So in that sense, I will say maximum attention was paid to Part-1 of Savitri. In that sense. But that, I will say, that was from 41 to 44, roughly, that period, you see. Afterwards, I mean, there will be 1%, 2% addition, changes and all that kind of thing, which went on happening, you see. In fact, even now, even after this one, had he gone through this once more, he might have had it, we don't know, you see. Yeah, we don't know, you see. So what you see is that in Part-1, there is a kind of a density of expression in Savitri than what we have in Part-2 and Part-3, the remaining half of Savitri, you see, because that was practically dictated. Here he was concentrating personally himself, paying attention to everything, so it became more and more dense, luminous, solid, so to say. Whereas in the second part, there is a flow, lyricism, movement of a different kind. The poetry is of a different nature in this part and the other two parts, you see.